There are days when I'm so exhausted that even blinking feels heavy, like my eyelids have turned into dumbbells. I remember sitting there wishing I could just hit Ctrl plus Alt plus Delete and reset my whole life. And this wasn't just about missing one night of sleep. This was the kind of tired you feel when you've been carrying an invisible backpack full of emotional bricks for years without even realizing it. One day your body breaks down. Your mind whispers, "Enough." If you've ever felt that way, this video didn't find you by accident. Because today, I'm not here to talk about sleep. I'm here to talk about real rest. The kind of rest that doesn't just repair your body, but hugs your soul and says, "You're safe now." For years, I thought I was resting, when in reality, I was just avoiding. There were nights I doom-scrolled for hours, burning my eyes until they ached. Weekends when I binged 5 seasons of a show, not because I cared about the plot, but because I didn't want to hear the noise inside my head. I called that rest, but it only left me emptier. It's like opening the fridge 17 times hoping a cheesecake magically appears. Nothing changes, only disappointment grows. I realized I was searching for peace in the same way, waiting for it to knock on my door like an Amazon delivery. But real peace doesn't show up like that. I once heard a story about a village where people carried heavy buckets of water uphill every day. An old man came, built a fountain, and put up a sign, "Sit, drink, breathe." At first no one cared, but those who sat down even for 5 minutes walked away lighter, calmer. The water wasn't magic. What healed them was the pause, the permission to stop. There were nights when I lay down, shut my eyes, and my heart raced like I was running from something. My thoughts spun out of control, dragging me back to mistakes from years ago. I used to think, am I broken? Then I learned what was happening. My body was stuck in fight or flight mode, constantly ready to fight or run. I had never truly entered rest and digest mode, where the nervous system calms down, stress hormones drop, and the body repairs itself. The brain is like a hard drive. Without rest, it can't clear the junk files. Every unresolved emotion, every unprocessed memory stacks up. That's why, when you finally lie down, all the error files flood back. I wasn't weak, I was carrying an emotional backlog. Society tells us if you're not grinding 24/7, you're falling behind. I believed that lie. I worked myself into the ground thinking my worth was equal to my productivity. But that's what psychologists call internalized capitalism, when you see yourself only as valuable if you're producing. The truth is, rest became my rebellion. Choosing to stop was my way of saying I matter, even if I'm just breathing. What surprised me most was how quickly a pause could reconnect me with myself. One morning, I sat and stared at a tree outside my window. Sunlight flickered through the leaves, and I cried. Not because I was sad, but because I finally met myself again, underneath the noise, the rolls, the pressure. In therapy, they call this an inner safe space, a place inside you where you can simply exist. And I realized I had found it. After that, I started building new ways to rest on purpose. I tried sitting still for 5 minutes, just breathing. My body softened, my mind unclenched. I gave myself 20 minutes to stare at a tree as if it were the most interesting Netflix show. Slowly, my racing brain learned how to slow down. On some days, I wrapped myself in a blanket burrito and let that be enough. Not productive, not impressive, just human. And sometimes my rest looked like crying. Tears became my reset button. When I was a kid, people forced me to nap. I resisted, begged for 5 more minutes. Now no one tells me to rest. But sometimes I wish someone would say, "You've done enough today. Put it down." So I learned to say it to myself. Because rest isn't a luxury you earn after finishing your to-do list. Rest is a human right. Let me be the voice that tells you this: you deserve rest, even if you haven't checked every box, even if the dishes are still in the sink, even if your only achievement today was surviving. You are not your job. You are not your inbox. You are not your stress or your performance. You are a living story, a miracle in socks. And that alone is reason enough to rest. I learned that rest doesn't require candles, ocean sounds, or rose petal baths. Sometimes it arrives right in the middle of your chaos the moment you choose yourself. Rest becomes sacred like medicine. like coming home to your own heart. Rest isn't a break from life. Rest is the part that makes life work. And if no one has told you this today, let me say it clearly. You've done enough. Please rest. If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Your words might be the light someone else needs. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so we can keep walking this healing journey together here at High Day.